that wasn't there, so they were trying to curb extra stuff.
Not them. Okay, remember the Israel who was scattered, who trying to come back in, they would have to live up to the standard of Israel born in Jerusalem. You get the point? So Israel born in Jerusalem would be the quintessential Jew or the quintessential Israelite. Born in Jerusalem, circumcised on the 8th day, never miss a Passover, that type. Now you have an Israelite who, shave his head like a Chinaman with 6 ducks, or have the little one braid coming down. But he a brother. You get the point? Or he might be a Roman, like that Italian who just won the Olympics, the brother, the men's 100 meter, right? That Italian, he's a brother. His father is from tribe of Judah. You get the point? Now, as he's coming back into the fold, as he's coming and trying to learn, what's natural to happen is to overextend in what the standard is. You get the point? It's like he has to come back in. Pull the scripture for me where it says abstain from meats, abstain from fornication and things sacrificed to idols. I think it's Romans as well. Right? Did you? Hold on. Acts 15 and 20.
This is Acts chapter 15 and verse 20. But that we write unto them.
Start at hold on. Start at 14.
It's Acts chapter 15 verse 14. Simeon hath declared how God at the first did visit the Gentiles to take out of them a people for his name. And to this agree.
Right. What does that mean?
He's saying that he first went to Israelites who did not know that they were Israelites to claim them back.
Read it one more time.
Acts chapter 15 and verse 14.
Simeon hath declared how the Most High at the first did visit the Gentiles to take out of them a people for his name.
All right. So just as his question, you might just grab the door for him, please. Just so he doesn't. I don't know how to re-explain it. Put it right. All right. Just for this time right here. Go ahead. Read it again, Nicole.
Acts chapter 15 and verse 14. Simeon hath declared how God at the first did visit the Gentiles to take out of them a people for his name.
Right. What's he saying?
He's visiting. He's going to the Gentiles to gather any brother.
Who are the Gentiles here you talking about?
The Gentiles is Israelites who
this Gentiles is the heathen. He's going to the Gentiles to take out of them a people for his name. He's going to the Italian. He's going to Italy. He's going to Rome. He's going to Corinth. And in Corinth, he's going to find brothers. In Italy, he's going to find brothers. In Rome, he's going to find brothers. Those brothers are a people he could call by his name. You get the point? Right. In this context here, not every single context is the heathen. In this context here, that's why he said he will visit them. And where are they that he's going to visit?
In those other nations.
In those nations. So this year, he's going to those nations to pull his people out. You understand? Go ahead. That's why he said to take out of them a people for his name. Who's the them he's taken them out of? From amongst the heathen. There's Israelites living there. Right? Go ahead.
Come on. Verse 15. And to this agree the words of the prophets, as it is written. After this I will return and will build again the tabernacle of David, which is fallen down, and I will build again the ruins thereof, and I will set it up.
All right, go ahead. What does that mean?
That the house that David built, the nation that he for lack of a better word, the nation that he established, he's going to rebuild the glory that was once when David was walking.
All right.
Or when David was king.
He will restore. He will restore the house of David, because the house of David is where the king comes from. That's the government of Israel. You get the point? That's the leadership of Israel. He's going to restore that. He's going to restore that house. Go ahead. That's what he said. He will build again, which is fallen down. All right. He's going to restore it. Go ahead.
Verse 17. That the residue of men might seek after the Lord, and all the Gentiles upon whom my name is called, saith the Lord, who doeth all these things.
All right, break that down.
So he's saying once he restores the house of David.
Not once he restores, but more so he's restoring it so that this happens.
So that people will see
the residue of men. Who's the residue of men?
I want to say it's the Israelites.
Specific.
The lost sheep?
No. Residue. What's residue mean?
The leftovers.
So who's the residue?
God nations. No.
Come on, Will. Come on.
The Israelites who's not following the laws.
That would be the Gentiles from the other nations. The residue of men. Come on.
Refer to the people that still are in Jerusalem at the time.
That's it. That's who was left. Just like your residue, if you're straining something, you're sifting something, what's left there is residue. You're drinking, real orange juice with the pulp.
Right.
When you drink the last drop, what's in the cup? Residue. That's what's left.
Right.
The 2.5 tribe, Judah, Benjamin, part of Levi, that's the residue. That's who's left in the Jerusalem, who's in the Commonwealth, who circumcised in the 8th day, going to the Father, paying the dowry, never missed a Passover, bringing the turtle doves to the priests, killing the goats as, what's called that? Like a trespass sacrifice, right? Like a fine or whatever. That's your residue. That's who's left, right? After that, give me that. Give me read it again from 17.
That the residue of men might seek after the Lord, and all the Gentiles upon whom my name is called, saith the Lord.
And who's the Gentiles upon whose name is called? Somebody else? You said it first. That's what I called it. No. You said something else. Come on.
It's the Israelites who's keeping the law, statute, who is not keeping the law, statute, and commandments.
Who are among the Gentiles. That's what it just said right here. Read it again.
Verse 17. That the residue of men might seek after the Lord, and all the Gentiles upon whom my name is called.
Right. That's upon whom, remember, we just read it before. Right? He would go to the Gentiles and pull out of them a people to call his name. Right? So these Gentiles here is the people he pulling out. Right? The residue of men might seek after the Lord because he's restoring the house of David. He's restoring the king, the king's seat or the government. He's restoring the whole thing so that now Israel has something to look to. It's, it's like I'm going to rebuild this thing so now y'all could come here to this house. You understand? I'm rebuilding this thing. And who could come? Those who was left in the neighborhood without leadership, and those who's from this neighborhood but now live everywhere else. I'm rebuilding this zone so they could come back. You get the point? Go ahead.
Upon whom my name is called, saith the Lord, who doeth all these things.
Go ahead.
Verse 18. Known unto God are all his works from the beginning of the world. Wherefore my sentence is that we trouble not them.
Say that again.
That we trouble not them.
Read one more time from the top.
Wherefore my sentence is that we trouble not them, which from among the Gentiles are turned to God.
What is Paul asking? Now remember, he just said we're restoring the kingdom so that the residue have somewhere to look to or to go to, and those scattered have somewhere to go to. Then he said, my sentence is that we trouble not them which are from among the Gentiles and are turned to God.
Is it saying not put extra rules that are not going against the laws of the Bible?
Okay, not so much that. Okay, it's in that spirit. It's in that spirit, but it's more so. Just think like your first day in the gym and some a-hole trainer, and this nigga done break you on your first day.
Right.
You ain't trying to come back. Why? Because he
Too hard.
put. No, sir. Come on, anybody.
He troubled you.
He troubled you.
Right.
He put too much on you.
Right.
Yep. Run, lift.
Right.
This is your first day, man. You return into the gym after, high school. Last time you lift anything was 14. Get the point? And now because he in there, he's all, because he in there every day in leotards and, doing pull-ups and, this is not attacking anybody in the gym. That's a laugh. I don't want nobody to take it like that. This is a specific context and, scenario. Because he's in there all the time. Now you see why I realize this is my right hand right here. Give him my hand. Like, shit. Did you see a hand today for overthrowing Howard County, trying to take one of my niggas from me? Give the Lord a hand, bro. Shit. Carmine coming with the blessings. Just a smidgen, brother, please. Right? Because he's there every day, he is now what? I'm doing it for a reason. He's puffed up. And he does not remember at all being what? Being weak. He doesn't remember that at all. He act like he was born. He came out of the gym with muscle, the womb with muscles. So what? You're a smidgen. I should have said a smidgen if. Your smidgen is... It's a capital smidgen. You trying to bribe me, huh? You trying to bribe me for that shit. Good job, man. Come on. I accept them in brotherhood. Right? He's now puffed. When he was supposed to do what? You coming in the gym for the first time in years. What was he supposed to do?
Build you up.
Before he even builds you up. You pump your hand and then you stop. El Salaki, come on.
Let you know the plan.
Before that,
Assess where you are.
you gotta see where the hell you are. You go into the hospital, they have triage. You can't see the doctor unless he know where you're at, what your blood pressure is, your weight, when last you eat. Because he could give you the simplest common medicine, and if your blood pressure elevated, you're going to die. He needs to see where you're at so he doesn't trouble you. You get the point? This is what Paul is his sentence. This is what he's asking. Don't trouble them that live their whole life worshiping Buddha. They're coming back. They're coming. Don't trouble them that, was, sacrificing to Olympus and, and Thor. You get the point? They heard and they're coming. Let them come in.
Right.
You get the point? Don't trouble them. Now, what would troubling them be? Now, just think gym. In the gym, is it wrong to say lift up this weight? Is that some kind of unorthodox exercise? No, it's normal for the gym, but it just might be too much at this time. So now, because of that, read it again and then read on.
Verse 19. Wherefore my sentence is that we trouble not them from the Slakia. Verse 9. Acts 15.
Yeah, go ahead.
Acts 15 and verse 19.
Mm-hmm.
Wherefore my sentence is that we trouble not them, which from among the Gentiles are turned to God.
Go ahead.
But that we write unto them that they abstain from pollutions of idols, and from fornication, and from things strangled, and from blood.
That's all he wants for them at this time. Your first time in the gym, all I need you to do is spend 45 minutes on this treadmill at your own pace. Walk. If you feel like you go a little faster, hit it up. Breathe. This is your heart rate here. Get it around this range. Stay there for 45 minutes. How you feel? You good? You need to take a break? That's what Paul is recommending here. All he wants from them is what? They abstain from the pollution of idols. What does that mean?
Don't worship any of the idols or whatever entails of that worship is.
Now you got to leave the church. You just have to stop going to church, stop going to the mosque, stop going to the Kingdom Hall, right? Which was your question. Any idol worship, which is the religions you're coming from. What's the other thing?
And from fornication.
Right, from fornication, which is what?
Unlawful sex.
Unlawful sex. And what's the other one? Worshipping other gods and idols. The Lord likens them to the same. Right? And go ahead.
And from things strangled and from blood.
Right? And from things strangled and from blood. Why? Because the heathens, this is how they eat. It's their holy food. He's trying to tell you to stay away from those things. Come on.
I got a question for what you just said.
Mm-hmm.
Right? With things from blood, right? Is it like a cow or whatever we eat? So I'm talking lawful creatures, right? We let the blood strain out because what he eats is what it is. You know,
Okay, it's a law not to consume the blood. That's why we let the blood go. So you don't. The life is in the blood. We're not supposed to let that fall to the ground. That's in the Bible. Right. So that's why we don't consume the blood.
So that's just it.
Yeah, that's it. That's why we don't consume it at all. But it's saying these heathens, that's how they do their thing. You get the point? They mix their thing. Imagine you grew up around Moab. You done choked on a squid before, but they eating that shit live. You get the point? So that's they cut the frog open and the shit's still blinking at you, and they eating the frog. It's still within the blood. You get the point? So he's just saying, stay away from these heathens and their holy days. Today it would be, don't go to your parents' house for Thanksgiving. Pass up the Thanksgiving meal. Again, the spirit is staying away from blood because, of course, they're going to kill the native Indians for that meal. You get the point? It's their holy meal. Don't go to church. Stop worshiping Caesar. Stop worshiping Allah. Forget Thanksgiving. Forget your 4th of July cookout. Just stay away from that. Now, later on, as we grow in the truth, is eating a plate of food from a Thanksgiving dinner unlawful? Why?
Because you're not there with them and celebrating the holidays, but food is food.
Food is food. To you, this is just food. You don't eat this remembering the pilgrims. To you, a hot dog is just a good tasting meal with relish and whatever else you want to put on it. To them, a hot dog means when the rockets did fly and fireworks and they bite into it, remembering all that shit. You get the point? He's just telling you to stay away from that. And that's it. You get the point? So now within that spirit, he's okay. I don't want to say lowering the bar, but he is, come on.
it's like I mean, just like today, well, in the school when I came in, you'll learn that certain, like when you first come in fresh from the world, your teachers, like the brothers up there on the podium and the brothers over you, they have a certain patience over brothers and sisters that just come into the school.
Mm-hmm.
Like I remember Jennifer Thumb, when he talked about brothers that smoke cigarettes, like when Jennifer Thumb was on the mic, he always you would say, okay, you smoke a pack today, okay, try to limit it next week to 5 cigarettes.
Yep.
Next week limit it to 3. Next week limit it to 1, and then soon you'll be off. And it's certain things that, like we still getting brothers to get off from stopping to sin, but we see the patience and you need a certain patience and it taking it might take certain brothers certain times to wean off of certain things or fully stop sinning.
Yeah, that's exactly it. It's giving you what you can handle now.
God.
That's what it is. It's just like a baby. A baby can only do certain things. You're not going to trip just because they ain't say potty every time. You're not going to trip if they pee on themselves when they're not supposed to. You could scar a child by your reaction. Child pee themselves. They trust me, they know it's not supposed to go there when they feel the legs wet and the shoes wet. But your reaction could make them forget about it or remember it forever. And they get nervous every time they feel to pee. You get the point? This is teaching you, ain't no sweat, don't worry about it. Let's go change. Next time, just say potty, I'll take you. And you take them until they say what? What usually happens? They'll start pushing you out the bathroom. I could do it myself. That's every child. There comes a time when they don't want you around because they enjoy a feeling of independence. And now you know what? You could put more on them. Now you know you could put more on them. Right? Brothers, sisters coming in the school. They come in with shape-ups all the time, but they're coming in. And they're talking about not going to their parents for Thanksgiving or whatever. And then all of a sudden, one day they come in here looking, bushy. Bushy, till you have to tell them, brother, you can take a scissors and just round that beard out. Brother, you could go, there's a sister here, she could braid your hair, you know what I mean? But at the same time, you don't want to cut his, because now he fired up. So now you just had to direct the fire, and now he's telling you or she's telling you, you could put more on me now. Now I'm stronger because I'm starting to do things in the right direction myself. So now, okay, I could put more on you. Now you can lift more at the gym. No, okay, now you have to do this. Now you have to check it. Now you have to do this. You could put more on you. He's trying to tell them, don't put so much as they coming in, right? Now, with that, somebody had a hand up? No sweat. Now, with that said, keep in mind that same spirit, right? And what started happening with Paul was that the residue started looking at those returning as less and started holding certain standards to those returning that was not conducive to the everybody coming back. Remember that verse, what it says right there, verse 18. Read verse 18.
Come on. Acts 15 and 18. Known unto God are all his works from the beginning of the world.
Right, and this is the verse right after the residue and the Gentiles coming back. Lord knowing us from the beginning now. This whole thing was set up for us to rule. So now to try to stop that is push fighting against the spirit. And this was Paul's battle all the way through. You understand? This was damn near the whole New Testament. He wasn't Jew enough for the Jews, and he wasn't Gentile enough for the Gentiles. You get the point? It's like, so-called biracial child. They're not black enough for the hood. They're not white enough for, the capital. You get the point? And they had to prove their whiteness all the time, and they had to prove their blackness all the time. That was it. And imagine trying to bring them two worlds together. It's like that. So now this is why he's saying, don't do that. Then give me the other one in Romans 4 and 15 where you was at.
Romans chapter 4 and verse 15. Because the law worketh wrath, for where no law is, there is no transgression.
So now with that said, because the law worketh wrath, be careful what you charge men with. You understand? Be careful, because you could start looking at yourself like you so some dumb guy full of righteousness. And then you're looking at this brother here, he coming, he's struggling. This sister here coming and they're struggling. But you treat their temporary weakness like it's a sin. You get the point? He's saying, knowing the law worketh wrath, where there's no law, there ain't no sin. Person coming, be careful. You get the point? That's the spirit of it. I'm just giving you the whole spirit of that entire thing. You get me? So now, taking that, Jehovah's Witness say what? If it's unlawful to have a blood transfusion, because why? Why do they say that? Because they're Jehovah's Witness. They're the Most High's witness. How much higher? Anything higher than the Most High's witness is what? Is no. Think around. Anything higher than the Most High's witness is what? Is the Most High. So of course, if I'm the Most High's witness, how dare I take blood from so and so? That's where that shit comes from. It's man's pride with philosophy. That's nowhere in the Bible. They know, you ask them to prove it. Where is the law saying I can't do it? Where is it? Stay away from blood. We're talking about the Hamites, how they collect the blood from the cow. Right? They stick the cow, and the cow, they're kicking, and they're just collecting that blood, and they pass it around and drink it hot. That's what we're talking about. We're not talking about something to save your life. That's different. You get the point? That's a whole different thing. But of course, being proud, now they start to create things that's not even there. The Muslims do that shit too. That's why sometimes you ask them about something in the Quran and they tell you about the Hadith. Right? That's a whole other thing with laws that's not in their book that some philosopher creates. The so-called Jewish man does that too with the Talmud. That's a whole other book outside of the Torah and the Tanakh that they call it, they say Jewish mysticism, whatever. The sucking of the rod, that's in that book. And that's their laws. Right?
With the Islam, right?
Mm-hmm.
In that book, it says, correct me if I'm wrong, it says when you die and you go to heaven, you get a whole bunch of beautiful, pubeless virgin males.
Wow.
So
that's a lot.
That's pause. It's a lot. I never say that phrase, but you talk about it.
I did not know that. It's a lot.
So yeah.
Sound like Lil Nas X to me.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, sound like Islam been going down the Old Town Road.
So if I may again, every time I talk about the Muslim brother about this, they try to go around it. Well, King Solomon said this was handsome. King David said this is da-da-da-da. Mm-hmm. Right? I'm like, yo, why you got emphasis on this young brothers being pubeless?
Okay, no, this is the other thing.
Yeah, that's just crazy.
Why is that not in the Quran? Right? Like, let's just say the Quran is the word of the Lord.
Right.
Why is we in the Hadith? Right. Why is that? Why is there no, maybe let's say the Hadith is like the Apocrypha to the Quran. Why is there's in the Apocrypha, you could find scriptures in there that's in Acts. That's, in Exodus. Right. You could find you could see references when this one did this, when our forefathers gathered together in one room and sacrificed, talking about the Passover. Why is it you have to go there? Because again, it's that thing where you creating something to make yourself more esteemed among men. It's every religion. So go ahead,
No, sorry, I thought you was asking why. Why is it like that?
Bring it on, come on.
Because that's their pervasive culture that they are adding to their own book.
That's it. Like their religions are based on man's philosophy and ideas.
Right.
That's why all Muslim speakers just sit and philosophize in a circle. They hardly ever quote a surah or remember, so consider this and do that. That's how their whole thing is like a cipher.
Right.
The Christian church, he come with the book. Everybody turn to John. You know, this morning I was sitting there and John is never read. That's how their religion is. And over time, something that's a preference for the moment turns into culture and turns into law.
Oh, somebody, sir, if I may.
No, sir.
What would that act be called? Like when they open up the book and tell you turn here, and then they totally divert. What's that called?
It's a word begins with A. I forget how to say it. It's hypocrite. That's what it's called, hypocrisy, right? If you want the precept, beware of the leavening of the Pharisees, for it is hypocrisy. That's what you want. You want that. Beware of that shit, because you know that's why Christ said, "Do as they say, not as they do." Because at that time they're walking around with the law, saying keep the law, but they ain't keeping the law. You know, come on.
And that's what I wanted to bring up, because back to the Jehovah's Witness, is his brother that used to work with me. And now he been on the streets, living on the streets, homeless for like a couple years.
Mm-hmm.
He lives in a tent. And I used to work as a slave with him and his mother. So I know him and his mother. I said, yo, I know your mother. Your mother didn't seem that bad, like she hated you. Your mother ain't gonna let you in the house. She said, nah, what happened is we Jehovah's Witnesses. And I thought I was doing the right thing, because it was me and this girl it was him and this girl that was just his age, and Jehovah's Witness church. They were like, they like each other. So soon, you know, when kids get around each other, eventually they're gonna kiss and have sex.
They're gonna do that thing.
So they had sex. So he had felt bad, and though he was being honorable, and went to the elders of the Jehovah's Witness church and let them know, oh, I'm sorry, I had sex with her.
Mm-hmm.
So he said they had him on standby. And then some weeks later, they had sex again. They did it again. So he went back and told them again. And then they kicked him out.
Did they kick her out?
I don't know. And this is the thing, too.
Tell me, I was like, no.
This is the thing, too. It's not only out the church, and that mother had a daughter. So what he said was, I would go and admit, but my sister was doing the same thing. And he said, and I knew other members in the church. When church was over, they're going to go get high, smoke cigarettes, and get high and stuff like that. But when they came around each other, they would act like they're honorable and don't do stuff. So, but he said, so when they got home, since his family was Jehovah's Witness, they kicked him out of the house. Like they're not allowed to live with him. They're not allowed to live in the house with him, and they just kicked him out.
And there's no law against that.
And he said the mother protected the daughter. Like the daughter was doing evil too, but would never allow her to go admit. And she protected.
That's another thing in them churches. Yeah. They protect what gives them pleasure.
Right.
Like they look at him like he's so evil because they can't have sex with him. Mm-hmm. But that girl, they're gonna keep her, and come here. He shouldn't have done that to you. And in about 6 months, they with her. You get the point? That's the church. That's what they do. In fact, they sinned. They broke the law, because by the law they married. Exactly. But they made them divorce. Exactly. You get the point? Come on.
But both of y'all said it was heavy, because Christianity and Jehovah's Witness is geared towards the women. You know what I'm saying? The whole Christianity is geared towards women. So when a man breaks the law, right, he's done.
It's a wrap.
As far as even hair, right? A woman could shape her head bald, have dreadlocks, or so on and so forth. Like my sister, she's Jehovah's Witness. Mm-hmm. She had dreadlocks. But how dare you as a man get dreadlocks? You can never. You
can't do that.
You can't.
What's wrong with you?
You wouldn't say. Mm-hmm. You shape your head bald. You could. A woman could do that, but you do that is a problem. As far as kicking out the house, I forget what scripture they use. They use a scripture which is totally irrelevant to
anything.
Shutting about.
To anything. And okay, it's so evil when, in a situation like that, somebody come to you and quote unquote confess something like that. Right. Well, nigga, just wait in the balance. Wait in the balance. They ain't, once again, they ain't sinning. Right. They had sex. If you knew the law, you knew they ain't. It's not like, man, listen, I'm dealing crack out of the church. You know what I mean? It ain't that. You understand what I'm saying? You wait and you see how it is. You realize the young in the spirit, the young in the truth, if you want to call it that. And you pull them up, listen, what y'all did, y'all should not have done, but now you're married. You make them face that responsibility. That's what you should do. But of course, because of the pride, They're Jehovah's Witness. So, fire and brimstone and judgment so they can feel good about themselves going. It has nothing to do with, there's a punishment that you want to grow somebody. Then there's a punishment when you just want to grow your pride. Right. That you crush this thing, this person into powder just because you have the power to. Then there's a punishment where you have to crush this so that this spirit that's trying to live gets to live. You get the point? Right. That this thing gets to live, which means you have restraint. You only go this far because now you're really trying to salvage something after the fire. After you done drop the bomb, you're trying to pull this thing up and out. And they ain't did that.
Right, and they making up stuff out of wedlock because he was like, the reason why they kicked him out is because I had sex out of wedlock. I was supposed to marry her first and have a wedding first. Wedlock is nowhere in the Bible. No. So how you saying like men esteem themselves and make combine with philosophy?
That's what it is. That's what it is. For that, just 1 second, I'm gonna come to you. Come here. Give me Doctrines of Devils.
Also, too, sir.
Please.
That's some questions online, sir.
Okay. 1 Timothy 4:1. One through
1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 1. Now the Spirit speaketh expressively that in the latter times some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils.
And doctrines of devils, of deceivers. Right? Of course, our oppressor, he is the devil. Right? And all his doctrines are Christianity, Jehovah's Witness, Mormon, Church of Latter-day Saints, Roman Catholicism, Islam, right? Wallace Farad was a white man.
Seventh-day Adventist.
Right? Seventh-day Adventist, Scientology, right? We naming all their religions. Right. Doctrines of devils. Keep reading.
Speaking lies in hypocrisy, having their conscience seared with a hot iron.
Having their conscience seared with a hot iron. Imagine that conscience you have, that's to do what? What does your conscience do?
To guide you from
How does it guide you? Sis?
It makes you weigh right from wrong.
How?
Well, we base it on the law.
We base it on the law. So if you're basing it on the law and you're doing something, how does your conscience work? Anybody? Come on.
I mean, you would act, or your conscience would go according to the law. So, like, if you go in a store, you don't have any money, but you want something, so you have the urge, you want to steal it. So you start feeling bad if you know the law, thou shalt not steal.
Your conscience will give you guilt.
Yes.
Guilt is a good thing to have, right? In truth, right? Your conscience would give you a certain amount of guilt where you're like, I can't do this. This is something I can't do. Your conscience would stop you. But their conscience is seared with a hot iron. Imagine somebody take a hot iron, put it in your eyes. You can't see no more. Their conscience, you look at Eddie Long, you say what? You ain't got no conscience. Like, goddamn. What the hell is wrong with you? That Cuomo say, I'm not a pervert, I'm Italian. You all saw that? On Fox News? That nigga said, well, I'm not a pervert, I'm just Italian. Arrivederci. Arrivederci. You want to squeeze and touch and kiss everything you see. Right. You're not perverted, you're just Italian, so you get a pass. Have you no conscience? Right. You sick? Right. Something's wrong with you. Your conscience is seared with a hot iron. You get it, boy? Trump's conscience is seared with a hot iron. Your preachers, their conscience is seared with a hot iron. You can check and see what that is. This week, General Q sent me a tape, boy. This shit is hard to watch. Now, them DC, come on. Oh, okay. I mean, he can still check it though.
Okay, it's like it was upstairs.
I mean, you still check it. You know what I mean? Cops around here killing possums and shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? I think a possum walking outside, mind his own rabbit business.
Right.
Cop pull up and say, "Pop goes the weasel." Put that foot in the back of that possum head.
Right.
The possum, your possum family on there singing Amazing Grace. I'm like, well, goddamn.
Right.
It's always good to check anyway.
Right.
What was that? Oh, you have your conscience, right? Your conscience is definitely supposed to guide you, but that conscience is seared. It ain't there no more, right? Jerome Q sent me a tape this week with DCPD arrest his brother somewhere on 16th Street, right? They say he had a gun. I don't know. It wasn't there. I saw them with a gun with them after, but who knows if they planted. His jeans was just too skinny to have that gun in there. So, like, in my opinion, he was wearing some skinny jeans with some Kanye West shoes on, and they pull out, down near HK something. There wasn't no small ass gun. It was a big ass gun. Anyway, while they have him on the fence and trying to press his back over the short fence, some white cop decide he's not, submitting fast enough and begins to pummel this brother in his face. And brother, give the brother a hand. He ain't no goddamn punk. If the brother had a gun, he should not have had it. If the brother selling drugs, he should not sell drugs. But at the same time, where was all that goddamn energy on January 6th? I ain't seen y'all ain't beat no Capitol rioter in the face. Right. In fact, your cops was begging, "Oh, don't kill me! Oh, stop!" Y'all wasn't doing. Y'all was letting them in. Right. Y'all was ushering them in. Where the hell was all that energy on January 6th? Right. You ain't punched nobody. You ain't shot nobody. You ain't tased nobody. You ain't do nothing like that. Right. Y'all beat this brother because something weird going on in D.C. and making your cops look bad. And earlier in the year, Muriel Bowser took away all the overtime. Right. So now with all the crime going on, she said, do whatever it takes to stop the shootings. And of course, this brother there, he just on the block chilling. He was not a threat to nobody. They see him and, run up on him. Let's arrest the brother and take him down if you have a gun. Right. Why you gotta beat him up in his face like that? And give a hand to them brothers who, shit. Listen, I ain't saying go attack no cop. Y'all didn't do nothing on January 6th. Why is it that y'all decide to do this brother that, and then some other cop pull the gun out and say, go ahead, post this, as if to say when he had a gun, y'all should post this, so me beating him is justified. Now, Chief Conti, who's supposed to be a brother, I'd change my name if I was him, he said, the cop was wrong for what he did. Bowser came and said, yes, she agrees with Conti, but at least they got the gun. And I think the state's attorney decides to not prosecute the cop. Bowser said it's okay. Somebody pull the story up too if you could read. I don't want to misquote too much. She says it's even though she agrees with Conti, we have to, this was in a known open air drug selling area that we all know. Well, if you all know that, just stop the drugs from coming in the area instead of going to the area and beating black people who just doing whatever they have to do to get by. You know what I mean? Y'all devils bringing stuff in on Fannie Mae ships. Y'all out there in Colorado and Aurora selling all the meth in the goddamn world because y'all was struggling with COVID. Whatever black people doing, yes, it's wrong. However, y'all didn't have that energy on January 6th, which was a real and legitimate threat. And people was putting nooses on the damn Capitol lawn saying, where's Pence? Who is a white man? He is your fellow oppressor. And y'all had no energy. But this little brother, this little black boy, this little so-called Negro, a Judite from the ghetto, I'm assuming he's a Judite, but he's a brother, definitely. Of course, him in his little, wife beater and little skinny jeans with the drawers showing and them expensive ass sneakers, he's public enemy number one. You see him and you lose control, of course. Right. You do something that would jeopardize anybody's career, which is to assault this man before you arrest him. Where was that energy on January 6th? Right. Where was all that energy? If you was on duty, maybe you would have stopped the damn riot. Right. Maybe if you had, beat some of them and, fire some warning shots at their feet, right, and swing a club, maybe you would have stopped the riot. Maybe that white girl who got shot up in the outside the damn rotunda. Remember, she was trying to climb through the window and the Secret Service come out the chamber and pop her in her neck. Maybe if you was there punching people in the damn mouth, that woman would still be alive. But you didn't have that energy for them, who was real legitimate threats. This brother here, Lord be with him, he shouldn't have had a gun in DC. I think he gonna face it. Because not only is DC gun laws ridiculous, so they ain't no bail, I think, for something like that. But they're going to make him an example for all the shootings that have been happening in DC for the past 6 to 8 weeks. They're going to make him an example for, every little stray bullet, all the shootings down at the baseball stadium. They're going to really, run him through the ringer. And Bowser seems to kind of like, you got to break a few eggs to make an omelet. Negro, your conscience is seared with a hot iron. Your conscience is seared. Something's wrong with you.
Right.
Something's wrong with you. If he's wrong for having that gun, that cop is wrong for having his gun too, because you're not supposed to assault nobody like that. Take the gun from the brother, take the gun from the cop. Be just, be right, and be fair. But your conscience seared with a hot iron. Come on, Uncle Quash, what you say?
It's like I have this story.
Go ahead.
The U.S. Attorney's Office dropped all charges. D.C. court's spokesman said Monday night.
Everybody, hit that light right next to you. Right? No, next to you. Hit it. So what? Go ahead.
And the mayor basically says that she understands what the prosecutors will have to go through, so she understands why they dropped the.
Yeah, she's saying that she knows that if they prosecute the cop, they're gonna waste time and money. It's gonna only go that far, and then the case will be dropped. So she can understand the prosecutor's decision to not go after the cop because he'll get off anyway. Your mayor in the capital of the world saying this cop don't get off anyway, so why even try?
Right.
What is that telling you about what they know about the system?
Right.
Just like last week, the general brought up with Vox Booker, like they wanted him to take a deal for almost being lynched last year in July 4th in Indianapolis, in Indiana. He did not take the deal because part of the deal was he had to come out and accept their apology publicly, like what they did with who? With Michael Brown, with his father and mother, what they did with Eric Garner, what they did with, everybody who you don't see on TV. There was some other shooting in the South where the family came out and said, I forgive them. It's the Christian thing to do. That ain't Christian. They got a check. And the brother, Vox Booker from Indiana, he went against it. They slapped him with felony assault in his own attempted lynching. Their conscience is seared with a hot iron. This is the people you're dealing with. You understand? Now, once again, I'm not saying brothers go out there and get guns and walk on the streets of DC. Obey the laws of the land.
Right.
However, I understand your frustration when you see something like that happen and it has to stop. And that cop knew he was wrong. And his other officers knew he was wrong. And they better stop before the Lord kill them. January 6th was a wake-up call. You understand? The Lord could get your conscience even after your conscience seared. And he could make you kill yourself like them 4 cops who committed suicide. The Lord can make you kill yourself.
Right.
That same gun, that same baton you're using to beat people, you're going to blow your brains out with that. And that Muriel Bowser, she better watch herself. Them homosexuals' money could only go so long, woman. Right. Them little homosexual gentrifiers, the new oppressors, their money can only go so far.
Right.
They can't protect you from the Lord. They can't protect you from the COVID and the Delta. What y'all did to that brother was absolutely wrong. It was absolutely wrong. And if this was them white boys was coming over the bridge with rifles. Rifles, Ark. One of them, he had a car parked off of 14th Street with pipe bombs. Yep. And some all explosive. They ain't beat him like that. Right. They ain't do nothing like that to them people who was threats to the country. Right. This brother down half naked on 16th Street somewhere, and all of a sudden he's the most dangerous thing on the streets. Right. And listen, he punched him up in his face. See if you find the video. Let me see if I can send it to you. So you got it? Please play it for them, man. When the punch, the brother had so much heart. Like, I look at him and I be like, boy, it's so sad that you're not in here. Because that's why you need what Paul asks, his sentence.
Right.
Just stay away from the pork, the shrimp, the crab, and the lobster. Don't go to church no more. Stop eating on their feast days. You just come to class. Just come. Because a brother like that, if you could get him to straighten up, brother, it's going to be a wrap up.
Right.
Brother, his hands behind his back. The cop punch him in his face. He turned and put his face out more.
Yeah.
And started to talk shit to the cop. Cop punch him again. And he said, you a punk. And somehow his hand get loose. And he started, swinging back. They bend him over the fence backwards. Put his hands behind his back. Cop punch him again inside his face. Then go around to the side and start to punch him in his back. Some brother couldn't take it and threw a whole bin, that big dustbin, threw it straight at the cop. And they start going off. Now listen, I ain't saying it's good to attack on goddamn cops, but I could understand if you see something unfortunate being done to your family member. I could understand you losing control to defend what you love. Those cops wouldn't understand it because they all claim to love America and they did not hazard their lives on January 6th. They didn't bust a goddamn grape on January 6th, even though they claim to love America. Them brothers who threw that dustbin, they love that brother. They love that brother. And that spirit should be commended.
Right.
So, Lucky, go ahead.
So, like, if I could, that incident like that was after the Rodney King verdict and that Korean lady when she got taken off. An incident like that. That's how the riot
started.
It was police brutality. It was in our neighborhoods, and the people just couldn't take it no more, and they just rebelled against the cops.
Listen, Nagi, what you said is so right. Listen, I don't tell you all my take on these shootings already. Until they catch one on camera that's clearly a brother, they're all white cops in blackface driving up. DC small.
Yeah.
There's cameras on every other block. DC got, for the size of DC, the cop ratio is ridiculous. How you could do a shooting at the baseball game and get away?
Right.
Nigga, you take an Uber out the baseball game, you spending 45 minutes in Southwest. How they get away? Explain that shit to me. Right. You end up on Southwest when the Nationals playing. Nigga, you done. You can't come out of that tunnel. You just break light. These niggas pop about 4 shots and they can't disappear. Right. When Trump said I'll be in office by August, and then they said defund the police, and Bowser said no more overtime. And they had to lay off a ton of cops or put them somewhere so they're making less money. Right. Now everybody asking for more cops because of these shootings. I think when trouble befall the oppressor is near, that's in the Apocrypha. That's right. That's what I know. Salaki, go ahead.
It's like if I may, what you're saying is so heavy, sir. DC even has thermal scanners and decibel scanners.
I forget about that.
If something is too loud over the decibel range, that's of the range of a firearm, it picks it up on different traffic lights that's stationed around the city. And if they hear that decibel range go off, it triggers the thermal imaging because they know once you fire a firearm, it get too hot, so it picks up.
It picks up the residue, how the air heats up.
Right.
Brother, this devil is crafty at hunting us. He got all the help in the world.
Right.
How is all this going on?
Right.
And you can't stop nobody.
Right.
But this brother chilling with a gun on 16th Street somewhere with his homies, and you pull him over and beat him up because you need to show the public you're tough on crime and you ain't taking no shit.
Right.
All hands on deck for DC, but not for the Arabs or the Pakistanis or the Asians or nobody else.
Right.
But poor niggas have to feel the brunt of it. No problem, beat me up. I just need to know where was that all that energy for was it Q Anon? Where was all that energy for Q Anon with the Viking hat standing up in the rotunda? Right. Where was all the energy for the devil who pissed on Nancy Pelosi's desk and read all her mail? Brother, listen, they better hope it rains for the rest of August, because listen, I don't know. They might just assassinate me on that damn podium come Saturday, brother. Right. I'm going to let them have it for this brother here. Yes, he was wrong for having the gun. Deal with him on the gun charge.
Right.
You ain't got to do that, brother. That man.
Right.
You ain't got to do that. And all these skinhead looking cops.
Yeah, right.
All of a sudden, these little skinhead looking cops around DC. Muriel Bowser, the Lord is going to require it from you.
Right.
They're the devil. They're playing their part. You supposed to come and say no. We're gonna prosecute this cop. Right. If it fall, it fall. But I ain't stopping it.
Right.
I ain't stopping it. It's the same. Her same attitude towards black people is very convenient. They hated Trump because Trump hated homosexuals. So she came up against him with the Black Lives Matter.
Yep.
When that brother got ran over on Georgia Ave with the DC, don't chase any ATVs. Right. The brother's mother recently confronted Muriel Bowser, and she totally shut her off. Real disrespectful. Why? Because this woman don't have no power to put you out of office. But you wouldn't open your mouth against these oppressor homosexuals.
Right.
The Lord gonna require it from you, woman.
Right.
These Israelites who in power, the Lord is going to require it from them or remove them. Yeah, I mean, mark my words. The Lord is not going to just sit by and look at that. Where was all that aggression on January 6th?
Right.
Where was all of that good, good old police response on January 6th?
Right.
Salaki, you got any other part?
Salaki, sir, if I may. I seen the interview with Muriel Bowser.
Mm-hmm.
She said she don't think that the charges should have been dropped on the young man. And there's another brother that got locked up with him at the beating, because he got beat on 16th and U Street. That's in Southeast in Anacostia.
Mm-hmm.
And they said this is not the officer's first time putting his hand on someone, said the young man who requested anonymity.
Anonymity, meaning he don't want to be named because he know how they roll.
Right.
Go ahead.
Slugger. The officers went hard with all those cameras on them. Just imagine if the officer kept people by themselves. Went 10 deep and he's just swinging.
Right.
It's just another day. He's acting like a mob boss. That's what another young man is.
Listen, that's what it really is. Mm-hmm. That's what it really is. These are people who their conscience are saved. You get the point? Let's keep reading. I'm going to finish up your thing, all right? Verse 3. So I needed to get that off in case it rained on Saturday, because listen, I'm charging them heavily. Where was all that energy?
Right.
Where were you? Go ahead.
1 Timothy chapter 4 and verse 3. Forbidding to marry and commanding to abstain from meats, which God hath created to be received with thanksgiving of them which believe and know the truth.
Right. And this is the doctrines of devils. Forbidding to marry.
Right.
Roman Catholic Church. Your Christian church, they're telling you can only have one wife. They're forbidding you to marry and abstain from meats. The meat you put in your mouth and the other meat you marry. You get the point? It's all meat. You know what I mean? We're blocking. That's a bar right there. You say that's bars right there. You say, listen, abstaining, forbidden to marry and to abstain from meats. Right. There's a plural, right? Which means there's different types of meats. Right? Come on, huh? Come on, who's with me? Let the church say amen. There's different types of meats. There's the meats, And listen, good meat, you're going to pay something for. You go in and you see how much per pound. You come over here, you see some meat, you're going to negotiate per pound. You get the point? There's different types of meats. But some of them, they tell you abstain from meats. You know what I mean? They tell you abstain from meats. They're the purple sodomites. Who are cops? Until you abstain from meats.
Right.
Doctrines of devils. Same with the Jehovah Witness. There's the doctrines of devils. You get the point? That's what you really want. You want all the way. You just want 4 and 1, but I just went down further, so you have some more ammo for them, right? That's really doctrines of devils. What do they say about the vaccine? Do they say anything about the vaccine? Jehovah Witness? Yeah, I know they ain't saying nothing because they ain't knocked on one door in the last year. Right. When all before. Are you saved? Right. He's the watchtower. Nigga, you watchtower for how long? Watchtower was supposed to tell me when shit coming. Y'all couldn't tell me when COVID was coming. Right. Ain't nobody writing nothing in that watchtower about COVID. Right. You get the point? Like, that's where you want to go with that. Come on.
I was going to say, I want them knocking on the door because my mom, my sister, they were doing this, right? They don't knock on the door because they had so much challenges with people waking up as Hebrew Israelites and saying Jesus is black. They had no idea how to come back to it.
Doctrines of devils.
Yeah, right.
Doctrines of devils. That's they ain't no other way of it. So that's where you want to take with them. You get the point? Are we good? All right, no sweat. All right, let me get the Apocrypha. Unless any more questions?
Yeah, that's a question.
There's some more questions. Let me get the Apocrypha, Ecclesiasticus chapter 40. All right? Go ahead.
For the questions? Or?
Yeah, let me get the question.
Lil Man Sean said, so on Thanksgiving, I can still eat the food.
What's your name, brother? We need.
Oh, no, I'm just getting the shit right here.
Now just pull it
Metal shit?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You know, sir. Let her chill out. Pull another metal chair, you know, sir. Come on.
Lil Man Sean said, so on Thanksgiving, I can still eat the food but not celebrate what they are.
Okay, Lil Man Sean, what city? Yes, in short. Yes, but this is what I will say. This is what I will say to you instead. All right? This is what I will say to you instead. Go to the I.S.U.P.K in your closest city and go speak with the camp leader there and let him evaluate you. And let him tell you what. You might be a brother that cannot even eat meal because you're, no disrespect to you, because you're so full of the spirit of America. Now, I don't know you, little man, Sean. I'm just saying, if I was in your shoes, I would go present myself before the priest of the Lord and go sit in some classes so the camp leader can, he can assess me. And he might say, you know what? Yeah, brother, ain't no sweat. You know, your situation, you might be living in the same house with them in the basement. They cooking the food. You need to eat. You can go take a plate. It's food. Or you might be a brother that live by yourself, pay your own rent, could cook your own goddamn food. Why the hell do you want to know if you can eat a Thanksgiving meal?
Right.
Maybe you like the turkey with the cranberry sauce. Maybe you like that. Maybe you like the potato salad and the what's the orange one? Sweet potato. You like the sweet potato and the candy yams. Yeah. Maybe you like that shit. Right. Listen now. A nigga like that, he don't need to eat shit on that day. You need to fast. Right. And don't eat nothing. In fact, meet me on the field. You get the point? I would say for anybody in that situation, just go let your camp leader assess you. But in short, yes, you can eat it because this to me is not food. Like a child who you might have going to school. I'm coming to you, brother. I'm coming to you, right? A child who you may send to school. Children celebrate their birthday in school now, right? The cake might come. Your child knows no birthdays. Right. What the teacher is going to do to your child is this. Well, your daddy said you can't have no damn birthday cake. Right. So instead of removing them from the room and sending them somewhere else where they don't have to see it, go sit in this corner. And everybody happy birthday and singing and having fun and playing games. And then the cake gets shared around. And they don't get none, you can't have none. And then the soda gets shared around. You can't have none because your daddy said you can't have none. And by the time, they'll bring toys for everybody to play with. By the time the toys start sharing around, what does your child know? What's in the back of your child's head?
They can't handle.
Nah.
No. They're going to start to hate the parent.
Yeah, my daddy is an a-hole. Because it's my daddy's fault that I'm sitting in this chair. Right? Now, your child is not going to understand that the teacher is an a-hole. Right. So instead, it's just cake. It's not birthday cake. Who the hell cares about a stupid little birthday? I'll buy you a cake anytime. Right. Can I eat the cake? Of course, it's cake. Right. Let it go eat the cake. Can you sing a song? No, don't sing no goddamn birthday song, but eat the damn cake. Hell, it's free. Right. Teach your child to be smart and free them from the spookism. Right. Yeah, eat the damn cake, drink the soda. Don't wish nobody happy birthday. That's right. Right? So play with them, whatever, and go home. Yeah, I had cake today in school. They had cake, not birthday cake. You esteeming this thing. Yeah, you adding value to it when it's a goddamn cake. Right. Well, the cake is the same yesterday as it is today. Why is today this cake is more special? Right. The turkey is the same yesterday. Why is Thanksgiving the turkey more special? Right. Cranberry sauce is cranberry sauce. Why you can't have cranberry sauce and turkey and candy yams on April 1st? Right. Why? You could do it, but you want to be in the spirit of the gluttony that goes on over there.
God.
The whole gluttony. I tell you a personal story, brother. This Thanksgiving I was spent in America, brother. I could not help myself slacking. I felt like I was drunk after the goddamn meal. I knew after this thing, I can't go back to these houses. I had to stay in my little apartment and just chill to hell out.
Right.
Because it's a stupor of food. You're gonna eat yourself into a stupor.
Yep.
It's just too much goddamn food. And they just make it and 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 eat and eat and eat and eat. Because why? It's today.
Right.
Any other day they're not doing that. If you can understand the difference and you need to eat, just go ahead and eat. But if you don't live with them and you're not you eating is not dependent on them, then you shouldn't give a goddamn about the damn plate.
Right.
In fact, don't send me no plate. I could eat myself. But if some brothers and sisters might be in the house with them, especially if you're young, 17, 18. You might be young in the house with them. You might be, you know what, I'm going to confine myself to my room. Hey, so-and-so, come down and eat. Nah. But you might need to eat.
Right.
Go ahead and eat. Or eat a bread and cheese sandwich, eat the food the next day. That's your protest.
Yeah.
Because this is some bull BS.
Right.
You get it when you eat the food the next day.
Right.
But you can eat it that day if you need to eat and there's nothing else. Eat. But just know this is food. This is not Thanksgiving food. Don't come downstairs and be like, well, I ain't going to pray with you all, but ooh, yes. Woo!
Yeah.
Ah!
Right.
Woo! Don't be like that.
Right.
Lord will make it choke on that turkey bone.
Right.
That's lucky. Yeah, come on now.
Salaki, bro. Little man Sean is my cousin, so you will be his camp leader. He in St. Mary's County.
St. Mary's is where? Southern Maryland?
Southern Maryland. Yeah, I don't think they have any. We have a school down here.
You gotta come up to camp. Come on, little man Sean. Come up in here, man. Come up all the way in here.
Right.
Salaki, my man, though. As far as the Thanksgiving dinner, though, right? Like in the situation of Paul, where they were saying, you know, like don't cause your brother to stumble. You know,
that's a good point. Now, somebody might be young in the truth. Like, this is probably the spirit why he asked the question, so you can eat the Thanksgiving meal. Now, somebody who young in the truth, they'll look at you eating this turkey and not know you're living in the basement of somebody who celebrates this thing and you eat the food they cook.
Right.
So this is just food to you. It's okay. It's almost like this. Imagine you're in prison and today's Thanksgiving and this is what they're serving. What's you going to do? Say you're not eating?
No.
Now you could fast. You could do that.
Right.
But I'm saying you could also eat the food if you know this is food.
Right.
This is not Thanksgiving food.
Right.
You get the point? If you know this food, it's just food.
Right.
You have to be there in your mind. But if you know, it's like Christmas. If you know this, what do you all eat? You all have eggnog, right? I mean, ham and the eggnog. In the islands, we have something called black cake. I think the closest thing you'll have is black forest cake. I think it's similar. We have something called black cake, brother. It's rum cake.
Oh, rum cake.
It's a black, wet, juicy cake, brother. It's only like a bro. It's a lot. It's full of rum. And imagine eating and getting drunk. It's something you have to experience to really understand what I'm saying. At one time, you could only get that in the islands from December 20th to maybe January 1st. You could only get the punch of cream, which is something like eggnog. Levi has something, cremas. We call that punch of cream, right? It's something like eggnog. You had to wait 12 months to eat this shit.
Right.
Why can't I make black cake in March? Because you ain't valuing the Christmas spirit. Yeah. You get the point? Now, if you could take yourself away from that, then you could do it. When I first came up here, my relatives used to ship me black cake. I had to throw it away. You're probably now hearing about it, Salaki. Because I could feel as I'm eating this, the memories. And I can't do that. I can't enjoy the thing like that. Certain things I just can't enjoy no more because it's so much tied to that event. I'd probably share it out to brothers who never had it. Right. Because they're not associating getting drunk from eating a goddamn cake with Christmas. Right. They're just, damn, this shit is the bomb. Yes, brother, I know. Go ahead. Just take it and go. Can I get more? Sure. I don't need no more. God damn. Just take it and go. I don't need to hear how good it is.
Right.
But it's like that. If you can eat the thing and it just be food to you, then fine.
Right.
If you can't, don't do it.
Right.
If your brother seasoned in the truth, and you've been here a while, and you have a young man, some brothers might be in barracks with young men, troopers or young officers, and somebody might come and drop some food, you probably or do something, you probably might want to watch what you do, because his understanding is not yours. He's young. And that might cause an offense to him, and now he's starting to question the truth, or you, or both.
Right.
You get the point? While he shouldn't, you have to understand, creep before you walk. You just have to understand that concept. So that's right. You can't be a stumbling block to your brothers, right? At the same time, if you're young in the truth, learn to ask questions before you sit down there and rationalize things in your little stupid head. Right. So you don't know shit. That's right. Because last month you was eating pork and having sex with everybody.
Right.
You understand? Learn this. Ask a question. You see something you don't understand? Salakia. How come so and so and so? Oh, we can do that? Okay, no sweat.
Right.
Ask the questions. Don't be like, see, you ain't supposed to be doing that shit. See, I know some bullshit here. I'm going to go start my I.S.U.P.K Israelite group. Because you know 2 scriptures. Don't do that. Don't fall into that thing. But what you saying is right. As a senior man, you want to make sure you're not doing something that needs explaining.
Right.
And you cause a young man to be offended. And he's offended. He's offended in it. He just doesn't understand. But now it's done. The damage is done. Right. You want to watch that. Right. You get me? We good?
We got another question, sir.
Okay, give me okay, go ahead.
Salaki, Dre Ashley asks, why are we in hell?
Because you not in the school. Like brothers and sisters in here choose to be in hell.
Right.
But really up in here is heaven. I don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
Give Domino's a hand. Last week we played some Domino's. Brother, it was fun. And we drinking, and the cards are making my card a hand too. A card, DC Nathan, rocking it through. You know what I mean? Again, overthrowing Howard County to try to snatch my goddamn nigga over here. Our one, your mighty man of the truth. You know what I mean? Thank the Lord for the brotherhood, Kazak. Out there talking to the commissioner for the brother commissioner. You beautiful brothers. Listen, it's good to see you brothers out here, so and so and so. You know what I mean? Thank the Lord from the time I drive, how much miles just to come and take brothers to, what's this, Mission Barbecue? We up there in Mission Barbecue, Eaton Barbecue. The damn thing come on and say, we now ask you to stand for the national anthem. I'm like, what the hell is this? They say that restaurant at 12 o'clock every day, like a ritual, they stand for the national anthem. So people come there and eat. So now that meal is national anthem food. Right. You know what I mean? It's a national anthem restaurant. He's like, man, this shit is good. And the Ralph Kingston, man, this shit is bomb. This shit over. Some old devil in the back, and he have a heart attack. She over there like, she can't even chew. Right. In here in heaven, I don't know what you're talking about. Why are we still in hell? Right. You in hell, because you're not in here. Right. In here, behind these doors is the kingdom of heaven. Right. You understand? Behind these doors. Big up Shabbat. Listen, some faggot decided he was going to betray Shabbat. Shabbat said, man, F you, I'll walk back to DC and stick with the Lord. Right. I've been up in here ever since the Shabbat behind. All the stories, sister here, Southern has a goddamn rock cooking for the brothers coming everywhere, making some badass jackets. I don't know why she don't sell goddamn things. In every I.S.U.P.K event, drives everywhere, flies everywhere, sisterly to all the sisters, housing sisters, transporting sisters. Some of them are a warrior, like Bim and Bam up in here, came to DC, needed a little bit of lodging for a few days. After that, they got their own house and opened up their house to everybody. Every traveler, everywhere. Why we still in hell? We? Right. We is a French word, brother. I can't speak French. We. Right. We not in hell, brother. You are. No, we are in hell. As a people, just in short, I've just been saying not to be facetious for a second. But there's a brother or sister? It's a brother, sir. I'm not sure. Dre Ashley. Dre Ashley. Could be a brother or sister. Whoever asked the question, Dre, actually, the reason we still in here is because you are over there and not here with me. You're not in here enjoying this brother. What's this Drake? Nakamael, he passed the Cavossier up in here. He came in this bitch and he was like, pass the Cavossier. Listen now, ain't no hell over here. You understand? Ain't no hell over here. Here is the place where, you know, you and the lions there and the lions sit and watch you. Right. Here's the place where you in fire and you don't get burned. Right. You understand why we still in hell? Brother, you gotta come into the truth all the way. Don't half step. Right. You understand? Which is good for the topic tonight. Push through. Right. Don't, you know, like as in anything, you go to the gym 2-3 days after 20 years. On the third day, what's your legs feel like? Lead. Lead. You're missing steps, all kind of shit going down the steps. Your arms feel like lead. What you have to do? You have to now quit for 2 weeks until your arms feel good again. What you do? You gotta push through. You gotta go back in there and let that shit rip. And then shit, you try to do some stretch. You hear, you start to wonder. Nah, that's just the muscles tearing. Just go ahead and push through, man. Push on through. Come on.
Yeah, I remember because I used to play basketball when I was younger in the early 20s. I haven't played basketball like 4 years. I just started this summer.
I think you're an old veteran.
And my legs,
you're still a young brother. Go ahead.
My legs was killing me. I said, man, I feel real old. Like my legs was killing me. But like I kept going, and then each week it got better. I was able to be more mobile. But for sure, that first week,
it do it, and that's what everybody coming into the truth. You come into the truth for the first time, you gonna hear things that excite you, and you're gonna hear some shit that offend you. You come up in here, yeah, Christ is black, sex is marriage, and then you start being like, you're a brother. You be like, fucking bro, is my wife. You come up in here, you brothers need to, shape up, blah, 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 blah. And then you can have multiple wives. And the sisters is like, wait, hold up. He could have enough. No. You see, I knew I shouldn't have been in here. My mama was right. No, you push through. You push on through that. You come up in here and get strong. The kingdom, give me that first. Give me the kingdom coming up with observation. Because let me know when you're on the road, all right? And then somebody else hold Ecclesiasticus chapter 40.
Also, another question, sir.
Okay, no sweat. Give me not by observation. Luke, 17 or something? Anybody have it? 17? Go ahead.
Luke chapter 17 and verse 20. And when he was commanded of the Pharisees with the kingdom of God should come, he answered them and said, the kingdom of God cometh not with observation.
Go ahead.
Neither shall they say, lo, here, or lo, there. For behold, the kingdom of God is within you.
Right? So Dre Ashley, if you wondering why we're still in hell, is because the scripture said, Christ said, the kingdom of heaven is within you. You in hell because you ain't here, and you not bringing you in here. You out there by yourself. You had to become part of this body. You had to become part of this whole. You had to come in here and do some work. It doesn't come with observation. You can't stand by and look. There's a brother in DC long ago. You might remember it. Kind of thick brother. He used to stand right by the pillar to the Chinese arch. He had braids. He all used to be there every week. He just come and he lean up. I remember Jeremiah asked him, he's like, brother, you here every week. Why you don't come to class? Why you don't get on block? You like what we said? He's like, yeah. He's like, yeah, but he said, I'm like the exact words. He said, I'm waiting for damn near like the apocalypse or something. He said, then he said, in the meantime, I'll just look. But he was waiting for, in his mind, he's waiting for the, what he sees on TV. Yeah. That's what he was describing, like a TV, like, zombie apocalypse, martial law, and he's waiting on that. The kingdom don't come with observation. Come on. Not even a sign. He know what he waiting for. It's not like waiting for a sign. It's like, damn, something need to show me. He already know in his mind it's going to come on the news that the chariots come, and he has time to now come find the truth in his mind. But this king, the chariots don't come unless you stand on that podium and speak. So the more you wait is the more you wait.
Right.
That's just how this thing goes.
Right.
The more you wait is the more you wait. The more you work is the more the work gets done.
Right.
Time to roll in no sweater. In Bakwasha High, it's like, kingdom of heaven, huh? Last year, Bakwasha was like, God damn, woe is me. What does it mean when Job said so and so and so and so? Now you know, shit. How's life? Life is good. He ain't got no red bottoms on, but life is good. What can I say? And here is the kingdom of heaven. Now, we experience the same thing you experience, but it's different. It's different up in here when you have a family and brothers and sisters and children and, you know, joys and travails and troubles that come, and you're able to just, you know, shoulder it together.
Right.
You get the point? It's different.
Right.
You get the point? Somebody read whatever he was reading.
Come. Luke chapter 17, verse 21.
Mm-hmm.
Neither shall they say, Lo here or Lo there, for behold, the kingdom of God is within you.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 22. And he said unto the disciples,
I think that's all I need. That's all I need for this person's question. The kingdom of heaven is within you. That's what you have to understand. To understand why we still in hell is because you ain't bringing the kingdom up.
Right.
You understand? You waiting on somebody to bring the kingdom to you when you had to go get the kingdom. You had to go bring that kingdom down. And how you had to do it? You had to find the UPK. You had to find Commander General YAHANNA and his men.
Right.
And his band of mighty men to run up on the street and charge these oppressors for things mayors are scared to charge them for. Damn mayor, you the mayor, you had the phone number for the state's attorney, but you understand why the attorney says, I'm not going to charge them because they're going to throw it out anyway. Well, I'll roll the dice. I'll gamble. Maybe he don't throw it out. Maybe he get charged and then more people come out with charges against. And then a videotape might come out with this damn cop because people don't get the courage to come forward. But you wouldn't even put this damn oppressor on the hook because why? You getting all these homosexuals money? No problem. No problem. We'll go out on the street and rage so the kingdom of heaven comes. Right? Why are we still in hell? Because you're not raging with us. You're not helping. You need to start a help. All right, Dre Ashley, what city you in? Dre Ashley. All right, give me Ecclesiasticus chapter 40. That's with the time, all right? Chapter 40 and verse 1. Let's stop right there.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 40, verse 1. Great travail is created for every man, and an heavy yoke is upon the sons of Adam from the day that they go out of their mother's womb till the day that they return to the mother of all things.
Excellent precept for that. For the same thing, Dre, what's his name? Dre Ashley. Right? Read it one more time.
Great travail is created for every man.
For some men.
For every man.
For certain men.
For every man.
For men who are born in a certain place.
For every man.
For, you know, men who, you know, they achieve a lot in life.
For every man.
Travail is created for every man. You're supposed to go through some shit. You understand? You're supposed to go through it. You're supposed to get some sort of adversity in your life and go through it. The travail was created for you. You understand?
Right.
It was created for you. Everybody like a good movie, right? Right? And did anybody say, damn, why did Thanos have to burn half his body to do the snappy finger thing? No, you all enjoy that, right? He had to go through a whole ton of shit, right? Anybody say, damn, why he had to kill his daughter child to go through the shit? You all understand it when it's in the movie. But when it's in your life, you don't understand that this was written for you. Go through it. Go through the goddamn thing. Read it again.
Come. Great travail is created for every man.
Go ahead.
And heavy yoke is upon the sons of Adam.
Who are the sons of Adam? Come on, Tommy.
We are in Israel.
Break it down.
The sons of Adam are the sons of the Most High, the sons of Jacob, the sons of.
But didn't everybody come from Adam?
Everybody comes from Adam. Well, the same time as far as everybody is not came from. How could I say this? Abraham, right? Before Abraham, it was I don't want to do the long story, but
Let's keep it short. Everybody came from Adam.
everybody came from Adam.
We are the sons of Adam through who? Through Seth.
Through Seth,
Right? Through Seth to Noah to Shem, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob.
Right.
But so is everybody else. You get the point?
Kind of.
So is that every man goes through it.
Kind of.
Como going through it right now.
Yeah.
Como going through it, boy. He going through it.
Yeah.
He's Italian. He going through it. You get the point?
Right.
They're going through it. Great travail is created for every man, including the sons of Adam,
Right.
including that special lineage. Don't think just because we God's chosen people, we ain't gonna go through shit.
Right.
You're a good father. You're gonna test your children. You're gonna put them through something. You're gonna make them clean up here, do this, and see what you're made of. You get the point? You're gonna put them through it. Go ahead.
Come. From the day that they go out of their mother's womb till the day that they return to the mother of all things.
You understand? From the day they're born to the day they die. There's travail in life. And that's life. What is that perfect for? What do you pull this precept for?
So, say that again, sir.
What would you pull this precept for?
So, can you read it again?
Go ahead.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 40, verse 1. Great travail is created for every man, and heavy yoke is upon the sons of Adam, from the day that they go out of their mother's womb to the day that they return to the mother of all things.
Go ahead. So, what is this good for?
So if I may, is this saying that? Is this basically saying that it's like the precept for saying that everything is war?
Yes. Everything in life is war. It's something else.
I would say, of course, life is not easy. Your life is not going to be, just because you stand on both sides doesn't mean you never go through something. It reminds me of the pick up your cross, carry the burden.
Pick up your cross, carry your burden. A little bit different, because pick up your cross is a little specific.
Right.
You got to follow Christ for that cross.
Okay, good.
You get the point? This is just in life. You born.
Right,
you're gonna go through it. You in school, you ain't got no burden for camp, but you gotta face that bully. You get the point? You gotta face that bully. Come on.
This scripture for sure is good for people
who
are weak. Or say like they go through stuff. Like say like if Christians, if they think life's supposed to be always good. Life is good. Well, you shouldn't go through stuff. But if it's good, it's the devil, it's Satan.
If it's good, it's not Satan.
I'm sorry. If it's bad, it's Satan. If it's good, God is good.
Right. God is good all the time until He ends. And then when things go bad,
it's the devil.
What do they say? Well, not even that far. They just, why me? Why do I have to go through this, Lord? Why is it always me? Instead of, God damn it, I'm gonna just go through this. This ain't nothing. Ain't nothing but some war. Ain't no big deal. So what? So what? What do you want to be, on a damn conveyor belt until you die? You don't want to jump over nothing. You don't want to, run into nothing, have to fight something and dig a tunnel and, slam away at a rock or something. You don't want to live.
Right.
What the hell is wrong with you? You want just a tailored life. You want, soap opera life then.
Right.
You see, as a soap opera, everybody always in a crisp suit. The makeup always well done. Right. And then somebody curse somebody out, you bastard, and then the dramatic music, and then cut to another scene, and then come right back to where you left off. That's what you want life to be? And nobody ever get evicted in a soap opera. Nobody ever had no child support. The soap opera is just, this person don't like this person and this person making more money than. That's not life. Travail is in life. And if you teach your children that that's life, that's, so what? Just get it done. Do it. It's like a conversation.
You can't hit pause in the real world.
Say again?
You can't hit pause.
No, you better keep playing. Ain't no you grab the ball like LeBron. You grab it. No, nigga, bounce that ball till you die. Get the point? There's no pause in the real world. You gotta play. You gotta get on that field and play. Because this is play. Pull that scripture too. This is the nature of the battle. Go ahead.
Yeah, I would say this precept most definitely is for quitters.
Give him a hand.
For quitters.
See, that's my man right there. Y'all don't know the comment. That's a nigga right there, my boy. He's not no quitter. I call him. That's a soldier right there. This is not for quitters. And this is not saying your life is going to be easy or the fight is going to be easy. Sometimes the fight take all you have. Well, then give it. And then go borrow what you don't have. And go get it and dig it up and dig deep and check your wallets again because you're going to have to pay it. And guess what? After you do it, you're going to be like, damn, that wasn't as hard as I thought it was. And you're going to have some more for the next fight. And then fighting is just going to be a normal part of the day. Just a normal thing. And you start developing the mind of when a problem comes, okay, this is what I'm going to do to attack this. And then you plan it after. Versus the average Christian in the world, a problem comes and then, woe is me. Oh, Lordy Lord, why me? And you just shut all the way down. Nigga, get up and move. Do something.
Right.
Get in the damn fight, man.
Right.
You get in there and start swinging away. If you don't know how, come and find out how to.
Right.
You know what I mean? You have, listen, the brother asked a question, or the sister, whoever it is, Dre Ashley, why are we in hell? Listen, I'm over here and hell comes and brothers start swinging. Brothers like, let me swing. I'm like, nah, I'm swinging with you. All right, we both swinging. Right. You in hell, but you fighting by yourself. So you taking blows by yourself and you can't give enough. Right. To be without brothers and sisters is hell. Right. The brotherhood delivers you from that nonsense. To be by yourself, that's absolute hell. Come on.
And the spirit, you know what I'm saying? Like this, and they had the spirit to fight, but it was the spirit to fight for the wrong thing. Like I done seen plenty of Eves who ain't had no money to go to Miami. They had no money to go to some kind of trip, Bahamas or whatever, and they do any and everything. If they broke, to try to go borrow somebody to try to make that money to get to Miami.
They fight for that.
They fight to get down.
They fight for Hot Girl Summer.
Even if they're gonna be broke to get down there.
Even if they're gonna be broke.
I done seen brothers to fight anything, do anything to get a gram of weed. I done seen them go hard. They didn't have no money, and they found some way to get that weed.
Yep.
So it's just
you're right. They're choosing the wrong battle. You absolutely, and really that battle is the easier one.
Right.
That battle is the absolute easier one. It's it's trying to get a good comparison for the shit. Let's just leave it like that. That battle is the easier one. You could push through and stay in the mud, stay in the thick of it, and push all the way through, or get counsel on how to push all the way through. You're gonna have to fight. Travail is created for every man. The word created there should tell you something. Like this was a problem for you. How you know that? Because the next nigga, you tell him about this, like, man, that's what you tripping over? Man, shit, that ain't nothing. Because that problem is not his problem. His problem might be something else that you done conquer. This problem was created for you, like a suit. It's tailor-made for you. You're going to have to wear it. What's he going to do? Not wear it? Not put it on, leave it in the cupboard? You're going to wear it sometime. Right. It said from birth till death, we have plenty of time to wear this shit. The longer you avoid it, right, you just go prolonging the inevitable. Just wear the thing, man. Right. Wear it and go through it and push through and come out on the other side and be ready to swing that sword again. You don't know how much great courage comes from it, and courage is contagious. Right. You just need one to start getting it on. That's what Judas did. not Judas, Mattathias. Mattathias pushed through that thing and started a whole revolution. So an entire revolution is going to come. Your test is going to come. And it's going to always be there. And no matter where you're at, what you're doing is going to be a test. You better be ready to go past that test. And you might fail some tests. What does that mean? You done? No, you get back up and get up in the chair again, man.
That's right.
Get back on that feet. You dust yourself off and get back to swinging, man.
Right.
Get back to swinging. Because why? This thing here is bigger than you, is greater than you. We're building a kingdom.
Right.
We're building a nation. We're building something where we could spoil them instead of them spoiling us.
Right.
Like they spoil us. And when I say spoil us, you all know what I mean. Waste us and take the goods.
Right.
Take what's left over. They rob us, like stick you up on the side of the road and take everything in the trunk. Siphon out your gas, take your tires and leave it. They spoiled you. That's what they do to us. We're just a cash cow. They size you up. How could I get him to pay for this? How could I get her to give me money for this? And then they push you through the system and just fleece you like a goddamn sheep. We had to now go through war to build something where we can do that to them forever.
Right.
Get the point? And if a little travail gonna stop you, then I mean, goddamn. You know, come on.
Yeah, and this is our only choice. Like only way to escape the hell and slavery we're in, because everything else, rather if you want to be a drug dealer, you in that game, you get locked up or you get killed. If you go all the way to college and then get a bachelor's or PhD, doctrine and all that, that's just to please Esau. You know what I'm saying? All the ways of life without the Most High always goes back to some way of you feeding the machine of America.
Right. You're right about that. Give me whole way right there. Give me 1 Thessalonians 2:9, and then somebody else give me John 16:21.
So I got the scripture you was asking for, sir.
Please.
Second Esdras, chapter 7, verse 57. Then answered he me and said, this is the condition of the battle, which man that is born upon the earth shall fight.
Skip up one verse.
Second Esdras, chapter 7, verse 56. For while we lived and committed iniquity, we considered not that we should begin to suffer for it after death.
Now listen, Dre Ashley, I mean to harp on you, and I'm not singling you out, but there are many brothers and sisters like you in terms of wondering why we in the hell. And Dre Ashley, if you could, go read the Apocrypha. Where we at? Second Esdras?
That's 7 and 56. Second
Esdras. Go read that right from the beginning. First and second Esdras. This was Esdras having a conversation with the angel of the Lord. And Esdras was asking the same thing you was asking. Why are we in hell? And the angel explained to him why we're in hell. Then he asked the angel, well, when this thing is going to end? The angel telling him, you asking things just too high for your pay grade. Just suffer it. Then he asked the angel, he's like, man, why did I even have to be born in this generation to see all this pain? And the angel said what? Read it again.
For while we lived and committed iniquity.
While we living in America and Europe and Brazil and South America and the Caribbean islands and Canada and Russia and New Zealand, wherever the 12 tribes are, we commit iniquity, meaning what? We enjoy these empires. We enjoy Thanksgiving and the July 4th and the Mardi Gras, and we commit iniquity against the Lord as we enjoy these empires.
Right.
Go ahead.
Oh, God.
No sweat.
For while we lived and committed iniquity, we considered not that we should begin to suffer for it after death.
We don't understand that there's a price to pay for living and lusting in these empires. That there's a price to pay.
Right.
You're going to pay it after death. What does that mean? You're going to be born in hell. You're going to be reincarnated on a slave ship with some woman passing you out her bowels like excrement in the bottom of a slave ship. Born in piss and blood and feces, only to now become a slave. You get the point? Like, we don't consider that. Go ahead.
Oh, God.
We don't consider, following after 4th of July and Thanksgiving and enjoying America, that this year is going to ensure more slavery for generations to come. Go ahead.
Oh, God. Then answered he me and said, then
the angel answered Ezra, and this is what he said.
This is the condition of the battle.
This is the condition of the battle. Dre Ashley, why are we still in hell? Why are we in hell, Kazak?
This is the condition of the battle.
Say it again.
This is the condition of the battle.
Say it one more time.
This is the condition of the battle.
Because this is the damn travail that was born for us.
Right.
And we better start battling.
Right.
This is the condition of the battle.
Right.
This is it. This is why you can't get a better basketball. What's called the thing you play on? The court.
The court,
right? You have the indoor court, the outdoor court. The outdoor court might have stones on it, little, crevices and craters. The rim bent, ain't no nets. Why we have to play on here? This is where we play.
Right.
You can't play here. You can't count yourself nothing.
Right.
This is the condition of our battle. Why? Listen, you grew up in any black household within proximity of any heathen. Your parents naturally, inadvertently compare you to the heathen. Inadvertently, to the point where you is like, why I couldn't have been white? Why I couldn't have been like them? Why I couldn't have inherited a, Chinese laundry or a restaurant? You start doing that. No, this is the condition of your battle. This is what you are better than them. This is what you have to go through. Right. Now you teach that to every child. You see self-esteem go through the roof. Right. This is what you have to go through. This makes you better. You think I watched an interview with Usain Bolt. Usain Bolt said, they're asking why he don't run no more. He said, man, I'm tired. I want everything. Then he said, man, but you still fast. He said, I know. He said, but you all don't understand. Imagine training 12 months out of the year. You can't eat certain things. You can't have sex when you want. You have to train until you vomit. You might get injured. You have to come back. You train until you're dizzy. Only for 9 seconds. Right. You see, you don't understand how I have to wire my brain to show up the next day. Get the point? Okay. But he knows if I don't do this, I don't get to do this. Right. And smile on camera. And make Bolt scooters. Right. You all know you have a company called Bolt. Yeah. The little scooters that they go around. That's his company. Oh, no. He don't get to do that. He don't get to when they come to him for endorsements. He don't get a check. He says he wants equity in the company. He said, because the check, he could spend that out. But as long as this company exists, he gets money for life that he could pass to his kids. Right. Now, if he didn't run until he vomit every single time and come back from injury, how could he now do that? This is the condition of our battle. Right. If you don't want to be in hell, come and battle. Or else shut him out and live in hell. Right. And I ain't saying this directed to Dre Ashley. I'm just saying, show you the spirit you should have. Get up in the fight, man. Get up in here and learn how to war. War with yourself and war with your people. Because best believe, we get a phone call, we go into war with you and for you. Right. Right. And that's how this nation is built under command of Jerry Yohanna. A man who will go to war for you when you ain't even think the war is even possible to wage. When he step in and you start seeing shit moving, and he was like, God damn. But if you only had the will to fight, you will see it too. Right. And you're going to learn that in here. You're going to learn just have the will to goddamn swing out, and everything going to be fine. Right. Everything going to be fine. You already have that?
Nah, when you talked about your parent comparing you to the heathen or something like that, that happened with me with my a couple of my father's children. Once my little sister, my younger sister, when she was like 6, my father embarrassing her, telling her that she wants to be white. Mm-hmm. And the people at church is like, "Oh, baby, you don't got to worry about that. Trying to be white," and she crying in front of everybody. Right. She really want to be white. And then 9-10 years later, my baby brother, he said the same thing. Right. I want to be white. And he ran. At this time, I'm in a school. I'm in a truth. So I'm asking them why you say that, and it was just because they lived better. They lived better. The housing was better. To him, they was going through mass hell.
Exactly.
So he was like, that's why he wanted to be white.
Yeah, because once again, Christianity takes religion, Salakia, because I'm isolating Christianity more than any other religion now. Right. they're all Christian anyway.
Right.
But religions take away the one thing that black people need.
Right.
It's the ability to fight. It tells you, you know, you can't have hate in your heart. You have to love everybody. You know, don't be so, being angry is wrong. When being angry is oftentimes the most righteous thing you could be. Like, out of that anger comes war.
Right.
Out of that anger comes correction.
Right.
Out of that anger comes action.
Right.
If you ain't angry, you so happy, you ain't doing nothing. Come on.
Oppression making the wise man.
Oppression making the wise man mad. That's the Bible. You get the point? Christianity takes that away from you. It takes your gun away on the battlefield and tells you don't fight no more. You get the point? It does it. Where we at? Read off from where Kazak was. Here's the nature of the battle. Who happens in the Apocrypha?
Come. 52nd Edges, chapter 7, verse 57. Then answered he me and said, this is the condition of the battle, which man that is born upon the earth shall fight. Verse 56.
Right. This is the condition of the battle, that man who was born upon the earth must fight. This is twofold. There's a condition that you're going to fight as a nation, and then there's your cross, as you say, as you want to put it. You get the point? There's your thing that you're going, while you in the battle, things going to happen to you. Things going to happen to you. What happened to Ezekiel? Anybody don't remember? Give me Ezekiel real quick. Give me Ezekiel 24 and start at 16.
Come. Book of Ezekiel, chapter 24, verse 16. Son of man, behold.
Hold on. Give me 14.
Come. Book of Ezekiel, chapter 24, verse 14. The Lord hath spoken it. It shall come to pass, and I will do it. I will not go back, neither will I spare, neither will I repent. According to thy ways, and according to thy doings, shall they judge thee, saith the Lord.
Right? The Lord is preparing now for a judgment.
Right.
He's saying, I ain't going to go back on it. You understand? The Lord made that decision. He's going to go through with it. Now, that's not to say he can't be pleaded with. You get the point? Keep going.
Come. Verse 15. Also, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, verse 16, Son of man, behold, I take away from thee the desire of thine eyes with a stroke. Yet neither shalt thou mourn nor weep, neither shalt thy tears. Come. Verse 16. Son of man, behold, I take away from thee the desire of thine eyes with a stroke. Yet neither shalt thou mourn nor weep. Neither shalt.
What does he say? I will take away from thee. Don't give me the actual thing.
No.
Just break it down.
Okay.
I will take away from thee the desire of thine eyes with a stroke.
Something that you desire, he's going to smoke.
More specific than that from you. I'll take that from him.
Okay.
From you, I need it more specific.
Thing,
I know the actual thing, but there's something you're leaving out.
The desire. Something you desire.
A little more.
From your eye. There's something that's attractive to you?
A little more.
Like a loved one or something like that. Something that.
Maybe asking the question wrong. Is it wrong to desire something? So what does he say? The desire of thine eye. Think the apple of my eye.
Right.
What does that mean?
Specifically, whatever he desires.
Something that's dear to you.
Anything could be dear to you.
How you see things and the way you see it.
A little more.
This is the Lord speaking.
Yes.
This is how he see us.
I will take from the desire of thy eye.
Something that he treasures more than the Most High.
Yes.
Oh, got it. Okay.
It's not wrong to desire something. But if you desire this thing more than you love the Lord, I got you. This thing here, you value this thing more than me, I'll take it. Just think of father with a child, and you get this child get this toy, and this child ain't doing shit you ask them to do.
Right.
What's he gonna do? The house ain't get swept, they ain't clean the bathroom, whatever duties they have.
Right.
They ain't doing it, but G.I. Joe swinging from the fan. And the G.I. Joe and the G.I. Joe get to go brush his teeth at night. And the G.I. Joe in the bed. And the G.I. Joe in the bathroom. And the G.I. Joe, he had to eat. And I'm taking that motherfucker. I'm taking that damn toy.
Right.
And when I take it, you're not going to cry, but you're going to start to do what I ask you to do around here. Get the point?
Okay.
Now, just remember that. Read it again from the top and then go on through. So like, read it. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
Verse 16.
So that.
Verse 16. Son of man, behold, I take away from thee the desire of thine eyes with a stroke. Yet neither shalt thou mourn nor weep. Neither shall thy tears run down. Verse 17. Forbear to cry, make no mourning for the dead. Bind the tire of thine head upon thee, and put thy shoes upon thy feet, and cover not thy lips, and eat not the bread of men. Verse 18. So I spake unto the people in the morning, and at even. And at even my wife died.
Right. Somebody break down 17.
So I can read it again.
Forbear to cry.
Come.
All right, what you got to do? Come. Tell them you have it?
Come.
Okay, go ahead.
Come. Verse 17. Forbear to cry, make no mourning up for the dead.
Mm-hmm.
Bind the tire of thine head upon thee, and put on thy shoes upon thy feet, and cover not thy lips, and eat not the bread of men.
Okay, what is this saying?
Like no excuses.
Right. Nah, it's
Do what I told you.
basically you cannot. The Lord will take something that you desire more than Him, but you're not allowed to cry like Hypocrisy was saying. Like you take a toy from the child, and the toy, a child. So you take the toy, they're gonna cry. Right. But you tell them, look, you don't cry. Like don't cry. Go do what I told you to do.
2 out of 2. Overshare.
17.
Right? So now, Ezekiel loved his wife to the point where he wouldn't go out and speak. The Lord said, no problem. By tomorrow morning, your wife going to be dead. You're not going to get to mourn her, but you're going to tie your mitre on your head, you're going to strap your sandals, and you're going to go out on the street, and you're going to speak. Don't cry. Don't cry. It's all right. Go do what I ask you to do. You get the point?
Come.
That travail was created for that man. What you want? You give me an excuse? Imagine he didn't fight. There would be no book of Ezekiel. Get the point? That's it. You understand? Like you're gonna have to be able to overcome that thing. Or not overcome it. That's the wrong thing. You're gonna overcome it. But you're gonna have to be willing to go get through it. You're gonna have to be willing to stand in that storm, stand in that battle and get that thing going, boy. And stay focused and dead on. I know that you have a team with you, man. You have a solid team with you. You had the Israelite school of I.S.U.P.K on your back. Right. You ain't got nothing to worry about. You just had to be willing to fight. Right. You get the point? Where we at?
Verse 18.
Mm-hmm.
So I spake unto the people in the morning, and at eve my wife died.
Mm.
And I did in the morning as I was commanded.
As I was what?
Commanded.
Asked.
Commanded.
negotiated with.
Commanded.
Sold it up, man. He get an order. You got order to do what? What's a normal thing when somebody dies who you love? And to do what?
Grieve.
And to grieve and cry. And he got an order to not cry.
Right.
Well, you have some fake Israelites saying, well, why you got to wear all black? That's none of these scriptures. Nigga, I was ordered to wear all black. What the hell is wrong with you? We different. We different. We not the same.
Right.
You understand? And because of that, you can't sit in here with me.
Right.
I can't sit wherever the hell you at.
Right.
Definitely, it's too moist over there for me.
Right.
Definitely, Slack. This is down. I'm coming to it. Go ahead, sis.
So he was told this before she died.
Mm-hmm. That's why he said he spoke to the people, and the next morning his wife was dead.
Right.
And he knew she was going to die. This is how you get the kingdom of heaven now. This is it. This is the Lord you serve. This is who we are as a people. This is who we come from. You still want to be a Moabite? You still want to go, you still want to go worship a dragon and go down 8th Street and do this shit here. There's all the shit on their head and do this dumb shit here. You still want to do that shit? You want to, you go drink sake and eat rice?
Right.
You know what I mean? You want to be an East Indian and walk around with snakes in your mouth? You all know they do that, right? For some holy day. You can pull up the damn video. Let the cow walk on you and put snakes in your mouth and worship the snake. Or some East Indian pundit get a coconut, bare coconut, and bust your head with it to bless you for the year. Yeah. Meanwhile, he crack your skull for and get a concussion. Nah, just kill whoever you have to kill. They'll be back anyway. They'll be back. And really, what's the real lesson to learn?
Sorry, so follow orders. Do what's commanded.
That's true. Before that.
Oh. Okay. Now I would say, whosoever shall seek life and love their their wife or their father more than the Lord, he shall lose his life.
Ezekiel couldn't cry. He killed her. You understand?
No.
It's your fault. You made the Lord jealous. Why would you do that? Don't do that. Go to camp because you love your loved ones.
Right.
You understand? Come to class because you love them. Be here. You get the point? The brother or sister, whoever this Dre actually asked, why are we still in hell? Be in here. Be in here for the sake of your loved ones.
Right.
If you love them so goddamn much, be in here so the Lord could just pass over your house with this Delta and Lambda and whatever else coming next.
Right.
You get the point? Be in here. Because if you love them so much, oh boy, you're going to bury them. I'm telling you straight, you're going to bury them. All right, let's get back to come on.
Oh, Salakia. I had a brother that I talked with. Saying off and on. And how do I phrase this? He was trying to say that we need to learn something by calling people fake Israelites, and the fact that I called him like a coward because he doesn't ask his questions in the class, but he'll wait till class is over and then want to talk to me about it, this, that, and the third. So, I keep telling him come to class, to come to class or have your questions in class. He actually did ask in class, I believe it was earlier, he asked something about why y'all keep calling people fake Israelites. He think it's bad. Like I told him, Yahawashi called the Pharisees, which he is being, because he
don't even go there with somebody like that.
What?
Don't even go there with somebody like. Does this guy get high?
Yes, he does.
All right. Just ask him who's his favorite rapper.
Okay.
And then ask him what he think about some other rapper who is a fake rapper. Is it bad to call this nigga a fake rapper because he sing boopity boop, skippity boop? Right? Nah, he's a rapper just like Tupac and Biggie. You get point? Lil Nas is just as good as Styles P. He's gonna lose his mind. No, he Styles P spitting or whoever is his favorite rapper. This little candy rapper here is mumble rap. How dare you put this real rapper in the same category with this mumble rapper? and see if he gets it. If he don't get it, I would say just, talk about rap with him more and less about the scriptures, because he mightn't get it. You understand? A brother will fight over pit bulls, bloodline. It's not pure. This is not full of red nose, or ridge back, and blue this, and this is not a real 100% American bully. Right. What you got is niggas will fight over Jordans. What are those? Is it wrong to say that's a fake Jordan when he doing something else besides this? Well then, brother, if you value Jordan so highly, then value my work so highly, because the UPK is the Jordan of the game, or the LeBron of the game, depending on which side of the damn 2000s you're born.
Right. You
get the point? We not number one, we the only one.
Right.
You get the point? We everything. We the whole NBA, the whole Major League, we everything. We it.
Right.
We so elite. If you're not in here, you're a fake Israelite.
Right.
Now, if you can't get that out, then I would suggest you just put your time somewhere else. Right. The travail that's designed for him is a little bit more complex than that. Just let him work out his shit himself. Right? He'll work it out. Come on. No sweat. Come on.
Yeah. That's what I always say. I've been saying since I came to the school. That's the word I always used with the UPK was elite, because my family, we were all from over DC, but they'll see different Israelites through Southeast and different all around DC. Mm-hmm. And they say, "Hey, is that you?" And I say, "Nah, them ain't us. They fake whatever. We are the elite."
Hold on, listen, Nakama. Before you go, you tell me that Nakama pull out something that's just the Goliath of precepts. Please bring it up, Zach.
Okay, Council.
Please, come on, Nakama. Get it in.
Okay, Council.
They'll give him a hand. I'll give him the applause before this shit.
In Maccabees, of course, Mattathias was a father. He had sons, but he was the one who began the revolt against the heathens who were trying to take over Jerusalem and get us to eat pork and disobey the Lord and forget our laws. Mm-hmm. Now his sons, the Romans, would try to make contracts and treaties with his sons, with Judas.
This is after Mattathias done die.
Right.
And Judas done wage his war.
Right. Mattathias died. Judas rose up, waged war. Judas passed away, but Judas was the first son who noticed and heard the rumor of the power of Rome, mm-hmm. and thought to join a little bit with Rome to assist fighting the other enemies, like the Greeks, the Persian king, King Antiochus, Tryphon, and all of the other ones. Mm-hmm. After Judas died, there was John and Simon. John and Simon, when John made a contract with the Romans for agreements to show that they were in allegiance.
Right, let me just back it up a little bit. After Judas done, raged so much war, the scriptures say he beat the Grecians and the Romans sorely. They put an ear, he whooped their eyes. Right? After that, war began to become too expensive for them, and they decided to try another way to supplant Israel, which was to start to offer us deals and compromises. That's what we read. When you say deals and contracts, it's really compromise. I see what you're dealing with. We let you do Black Lives Matter for 1 month, and then we'll give you 100,000. That's why Black Lives Matter won't say nothing else no more. Al Sharpton, no justice, no peace for 2 weeks, Al. After that, go back on NBC. So you get a compromise. Go ahead.
So now these Romans, like Hypocrisy was saying, these Romans, they see that the Lord is with Israel, they cannot beat us. Mm-hmm. So now they try to be more what I relate to modern is democratic. Mm-hmm. They try to be more democratic, like they still hate you, but they try to pretend like, okay, I love you, let's make deals, let's give you a black president.
They start to become less offensive. They start to become more passive, more easier on the eye, more tasteful to the palate. Go ahead.
Which I just call democratic. Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
And so when the Romans were made the compromise and told Simon that they would not attack Israel, and they would they would go ahead and let Israel rebuild their territories and go ahead and worship the Most High and get in the scriptures get the pollution out of the fortresses and get the pollution out of the temple. Mm-hmm. the Romans said they will allow it, they would not stop it. And also the part of the agreements was to give Simon a purple garment.
Yeah, read it out. Give me it right there.
Come with a golden buckle.
Let's get somebody else to read it for you.
It's 3 scriptures. I mean, it's 3 chapters. It's in 3 chapters when they did it. Because they did it to John and Simon. Let's see. One second.
You have exactly where it is? While the brother pull it up, because I pull up the Roman triumph. Pull up, I might be able to send you this thing. I have a picture of it some way. It's just okay. Google the Roman triumph. Anybody have it yet?
With the Roman triumph?
The Roman triumph.
Oh, you don't want the image of it, sir?
I want the image, but there's an explanation too. You know what? I'm gonna send it to you. Hold on.
So it happens in First Maccabees 10 and 20. First Maccabees 10 and 62.
Go ahead.
First Maccabees chapter 10, verse 20. Wherefore now this day we adorn. Sorry, let me get who this is. Jonathan. This is King Alexander. King Alexander trying to compromise with Jonathan. Jonathan took over after Judas passed away. King Alexander to his brother Jonathan sendeth greeting. We have heard thee, and thou art a man of great power, and meet to be our friend. So this is the Romans trying to be friends. This is King Alexander trying to be friends with Israel. Jonathan right now, Jonathan is the leader. Wherefore now,
the same way they did it with Matthias. Go ahead.
Wherefore now this day we adorn thee to be the high priest of thy nation.
The what?
To be the high priest of thy nation, and to be called the king's friend. Where therewithal he sent him a purple robe and a crown of gold.
Oh my gosh! For the compromise, he sent them a purple robe and a crown of gold. I wonder why the colors. I wonder why not all black. Since you have a problem with all black, right? Come on.
It just so happens that that's the purple.
Them purple sodomites. Who's scared to say the white man is the devil? Who's scared to say a man can have more than one wife? They also chose for their colors, or make us believe they chose it, purple and gold. Right. When that's been offered to Israelites who sell out since the Maccabees.
Right.
You get the point?
Right.
They don't want to fight.
There's another one.
Come on, please.
You
got the
and require thee to take.
You got the one I sent you?
And require thee.
I sent it to Slack. I sent it to the DC page. Just check the messenger on the Facebook. I might have to read it if it's not there. Go ahead.
And require thee to take our part and keep our friendship with us. Okay, then I'm gonna pull the other one.
Just tell them what our first one was.
The first one was in First Maccabees chapter 10, verse 20. And the other one, because the other one says purple and golden buckle. That's what I need. Right there. Okay, you got First Maccabees 14 and 44. This is now Jonathan died. So now Simon, the other brother. This is the brother who Matthias said.
Because I make sure you put a picture of them purple sodomites up there too. There's a picture with them that we had put out sometime with the same Roman, with the same V thing like what they wear. All together. Go ahead,
Right. Verse 40. Verse 40 is down to 44.
Go ahead,
verse 40. He said, for he had heard say that the Romans called the Jews their friends. This is Demetrius. These are two kingdoms. The King Demetrius is enemies with the Romans, and they're all Edomites,
Right.
and they're different kingdoms and sections. They will fight against each other, try to fight for Israel to be on their side.
Mm-hmm.
There was 4 wars. There was a tug of war. They tried to do a tug of war. For he had heard say that the Romans had called the Jews their friends and confederates and brethren, that they had entertained the ambassadors of Simon honorably. Mm-hmm. Also that the Jews and the priests were well pleased that Simon should be their governor and high priest forever, until should arise a faithful priest. Moreover, that he shall be their captain and take charge of their sanctuary, to set them over their works and over their country and over their armor and over their fortress. That I say he should take charge of the sanctuary. Beside this, that he should be obeyed for every man, mm-hmm. that all writings in the country should be made in his name, and that he should be clothed in purple and wear gold, and also that he should be lawful for none of the people or priests to break any of these things, or to gainsay his words, or to gather an assembly in the country without him, or to be clothed in purple, or to wear a buckle of gold. So they want the Romans. I mean, it's like King Demetrius offered him purple and gold, mm-hmm. But nobody else could wear it. Only them. Only Simon. Mm-hmm. Only Simon could wear it, and if anybody else wore it, that was against the laws, the compromise. Right, that was against the compromise. Now you see why them sodomites wear purple and gold. Right. Somebody told them, y'all want to show us your sweet? Wear purple and gold. Right. Because that's what they've been doing since back then. I'm gonna give you the Roman triumph. The Roman triumph was a civil ceremony and religious rite of ancient Rome, held to publicly celebrate and sanctify the success of a military commander who had led Roman forces to victory in the service of the state, or originally and traditionally one who had successfully completed a foreign war. On the day of his triumph, the general wore a crown of laurel and the all-purple, gold embroidered triumphal toga picta, painted toga, regalia that identified him as near divine or near kingly, and even was known to paint his face red. So that whole thing about we wear this because it signifies Christ the King and all, that's what the Romans did. Purple ain't signifying Christ at all. Right. That ain't what they're doing. Right. You get the point? That ain't what they're doing. That's the color of a sellout. It's the color of a sweet nigga. It's the color of a fake Israelite. You get the point? Which is what happened here. They compromised so much because they was tired of fighting. Tired of going to war. You can't be tired. We get last precept and we're done. John 16 and 21, real quick. Toward, give me my hand. Right? In John 16 and 21, quickly, and then we're done. John chapter 16 and 21. Wow. 16 verse 1?
21.
16 verse 21.
Please.
Come. The book of John, chapter 16, verse 21.
Mm-hmm.
A woman, when she is in travail,
mm-hmm.
have sorrow.
Right? What does that mean? A woman in travail. Come on.
When a woman is pregnant, mm-hmm. sometimes, the baby kicks. So it's all kind of different pains.
It's pains. It's pains from just gaining weight. The ankles hurt. The back hurts. It's just stress. Right. She's in sorrow. She's sad because this is painful. Go ahead. Or when it's time for to deliver the baby, she gets the labor pain. She goes into cramp. You get Braxton Hicks or something like that, where the cramps come through and the contractions. She's crying out. She's in pain. Go ahead.
Come. But I will see you again, and your heart shall rejoice, and your joy no man taketh from you. Verse 23.
Come on now. Come on with me now.
Come. Because her hour is come. But as soon as she is delivered of the child, she remembereth no more the anguish for joy that a man is born into the world.
Why do I pull this scripture? Who could bring it home? Come on, come on.
This is they should just push through, like I say to the baby, push,
Push!
push,
Push!
push.
That's it. She, them 9 months she throwing up, she can't slave, she in hell. She had to sit all funny and lean back in the chair first and get up, you know, all funny. It's lucky. And waddling around. And she looked gorgeous with the dress. And she done put on some weight and all that stuff. And then that baby comes, brother. And she forget all that 9 months and all how her nether regions all torn up and ripped up. And she don't give a damn about that. She want that baby.
Right.
There's glory on the other side, Akim. That's what I can tell you.
Right.
There's an aquafin. There's glory on the other side of war.
Right.
There's glory on the other side of that battle. You'll only taste it if you're willing to fight through it.
Right.
If you're willing to go through it, whatever travail it is, whatever travail that's created for you, don't punk. Don't put on purple and compromise.
Right.
Don't put on purple for mercy. Get to war. So now you could deliver something just outstanding on the other side. All right. With that, pass over to priest and officer Awadi. Right. Just, you know, so how just, you know, how what? It's a lot.
It's I.S.U.P.K. security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K. out of 1 West, 125th Street, out of Harlem, New York, under Commandant General YAHANNA. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They have to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves to the world. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry, tithes, which is a commandment. You can find this in Numbers 18 and 21 and Malachi 3 and 8 through 10. Means 10th in Hebrew, it is pronounced ma'ashra. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give. Upcoming holy convocation. The next one is the memorial of blowing of the trumpets. The first day of the 7th month, that is on a Monday, September 6, 2021. You can find this in the book of Leviticus 23, 24, and 25. The next I.S.U.P.K. upcoming cookout event is in New York on Randall's Island. That's August 20th and the 21st. August 20th and the 21st. That's on a Friday and a Saturday. The next one after that is Texas, October 7th through the 10th. Las Vegas, November 11th to the 14th. And Florida, December 2nd to December 6th. Remind Akim and Aquafian to check on social media, such as ISUPK.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for ISUPK events and materials. If a brother wants to become a trooper in the school, you should start wearing all black, which includes black boots, black shirts, black pants, black headband, or scarf. With that, we say a miser, which means to stand. We give one courtesy salute to the teacher. Men of Israel, a miser Shabbat, a miser Barak.
Yahweh Shem Yahushua Barakatham.
Yahweh Shem Yahushua Barakatham. Yasmatah, Saw, which means to turn, sister, you can stand. Give one courtesy salute to the sister. Men of Israel, a mighty Shabbat, a mighty Barak.
Yahweh Shem Yahushua Yahushua.
Yasmatah, class dismissed.